What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. So today's video, I'm gonna open up the car some more and we're gonna reline all the hoses. So I'm gonna do a time lapse, 30 seconds. Let's go. I could just remote start it.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, you guys, so after 2 hours of working on the car, I got all the hoses connected absolutely perfect now. Like I was told that that my job was even cleaner than what originally it was when it was originally set up by the person who installed the kit. So not knocking on the dude that installed the kit, the supercharger itself, he did a great job on it. But as far as the catch can and all the hoses and everything, completely off, dude. Literally took me 2 hours. Matter of fact, I have the hoses right here on the ground. All these were replaced right here. Every single one of them. This wasn't even supposed to be like this. I don't even know what was going on. Hoses were short the way they were cut. So when they were cut, they had to put extensions on them, and just kind of like how that one was. Just all over the place. So now, I did it all correct. And I put the hoses all correct, and I tried it, and I'm gonna start the car now and I'll show you guys. But I think the head gasket is leaking now. I drove the car, took it for a spin. I think the head gasket is leaking now because it splat oil on the thing again, on the glass again up top. So, and I think what it's doing is, it's when it's dripping, it's spinning off the belt and it's just shooting it right up. So, because the cap this time, the oil cap didn't pop off. I have that all completely redone correct. Tracy Lewis did send me this as well, so I changed the original valve that was right there. That one is a newer version. I connected this correct. He had a splice right here where he had another hose with a valve on here that shouldn't have had a valve, and this is going directly to the back of the valve cover there. And then this connection right here is correct now, and it has a valve on it when it didn't have that before. This right here used to go all the way around the motor and used to be on the other side where the vacuum has a vacuum cap on there now. So the whole entire time I had a vacuum leak. But this wasn't even supposed to be connected like that. This is connected all the way to the supercharger right there where the supercharger intake starts, where it goes into the Vortex supercharger. It's connected over there. And then this hose, this was the only one that was correct, but it also had like a brake boost valve type of a cover thing on here too. So I had to replace that and put a 3.5 inch, or three, is it three? No, it's a 1/4 inch barb hose to hose connector. So I had to put that in. I relined this up. This was off. It was getting pressed down on the entire time because of this little lip right here. It was pressing down on it when the engine cover was on there. So I brought it back down and I lined it up under here and put a little zip tie. I mean, all this could have been done, you know, to prevent it, you know, from destroying the motor. You know, when I took it for a drive, it seems like a piston is gone on cylinder number 1. It's just gone. It was nothing but clouds of smoke. People were honking at me because they thought I didn't know what was going on. I mean, you can't miss it. Right now, I have a trickle charger on there, just a slow charge, just so my battery don't die, because I had got a signal that on my phone that my battery was dying, so it went down to like 11.8, and now as of yesterday it was at 12.6, and I've had this on there for the last like day and a half. So I don't want the battery to die, so that way once I tow the car to go get it fixed, yeah, that's another story. So I had to reconnect this brand new hose, and this actually was connected wrong. He had this going straight to the supercharger, which was incorrect right there. As you can see, there's a different hose. Like I said, it's going to the catch can now, which is the correct way, with a valve on there right there, if you can see my finger pointing at the little metal piece right there. And then this now is connected to the correct area. This is going all the way down to where the air filter is, down there on the bottom. And then back here, I got a vacuum cap on there, right there where that little metal piece is right there. That's how it should have been this entire time. If this entire time this was connected correct, just like how Tracy Lewis sent the instructions, it seems like to me, like, because they do so many supercharger kits, they figured, okay, this is straightforward, this is a bolt-on kit, we got this. They did do the supercharger part completely clean, but the catch can, they completely ignored the instructions that he mails out, that he puts in the box as well. So looks like they just threw those to the side and just you know, lined it up the way they wanted to line it up, which was completely wrong. So the entire time, after 6 months of my supercharger having it installed, I've had it for almost 3 years in the car, like 2.5 years. I've always had an oil leak after my first 6 months, and it's always been somewhere on this side of the block. On that side of the block, it looks like brand new from under the car. On this side of the block, it's all covered in oil, till it finally gave out on me because of all that pressure. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go ahead and do a cold start, just to start the car, and then I'll show you guys. Look, it's still leaking up front. Look at that. That's from driving it. So I'm gonna probably wash the car this weekend. I'll pull it out of the garage just to wash it, because it's getting dusty and I don't want to let it fill up with dust, and then the moment I go try to wipe it down, it's gonna scratch the wrap. I don't want to do that. So let's give it a cold start and I'll show you how much smoke comes out of there. I just want to start the car just to start it. Hopefully it'll start. See how the motor is shaking like this? You guys see that? Look at the little smoke? Because it's leaking. Garage is covered in smoke. Well, there you go, guys. Now you guys see exactly what's going on with the car, what the status is. So final results, the motor is gone. You know, yeah, I had a little over 100,000 miles on the motor, but these motors go, man. Like, I know people that have 200,000 on these and they're still driving them like normal. A lot of them are highway miles, and if you know anything about Arizona is extremely open. So a lot of your driving that you're doing is not stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. It's just open roads. Just, you know, just to go to my job, I'm always on, it's all highway, 45 minutes to go to my job. It's all highway, 45 minutes to go to the car show on the weekend, you know, in Scottsdale. So a lot of the miles on the car are literally highway miles. So it's just driving the car straight. The least stress that you can put on the motor, because all you're doing is cruise control a lot of the times and you're just rolling. So results, you know, not what we expected, what we were hoping for. When I put the oil cap back on, the engine cover oil cap back on, Tracy Lewis did also send me brand new O-rings, which I think in this bag here, I might still have them so I can show you. I have an extra set right there. See that? He sent me those 2 little O-rings right there. He gave me a few of them, and then what I did was I changed the little O-rings that were on there from the original set that was on there. They busted, they broke. So then I put a set of green ones that were on there. They were pretty tight, but it obviously didn't hold it. It was too much pressure, not enough to hold it down. So when I first did the install, Tracy Lewis said, you know what, do me a favor, take the oil cap off, the oil fill cap, take that off while the car is running. Put your hand over that hole right there where you put the oil in. I said, are you sure? He's like, don't be scared, don't worry, it's not gonna spray it out. He's like, the reason why I was spraying it out before is because of the pressure that the catch can was giving it, that it was installed incorrect. It was telling the oil to get out of the motor. So he told me, go ahead, while the car is running, pull the cap off. So I went to pull the cap off and it was a little bit tighter, which makes sense. It wouldn't just pop off. That's how it should have been the entire time. So that's what I did. I took it off, and then I put my hand over it. He's like, what do you feel? He's like, do you feel like it's suction, you know, trying to, on your hand, against your hand, or is it blowing up against your hand where your hand pops off? I go, no, it's suction pulling down my hand. He goes, that's exactly how it should have been the entire time. He goes, that means you installed the catch can correct now. He's like, now your car will never leak again because that catch can is gonna draw in the oil instead of push out the oil. So he said, go take it for a drive. It should empty out all the oil that had spilled all over the pipes and stuff like that, like, you know, in the engine bay, and then the smoke should go away after about, you know, an hour of driving. You know, he's like, just drive it for a while. And then I did. I took it for a drive, but it's too late. You know, like, it's just too late. The motor's gone. So now what I got to do, Prime's gonna be down for a couple of months because I got to save up and I got to ship the car to Florida. Tracy Lewis, his shop is in Florida. Tracy Lewis sells this Supercharger kit. He specializes in this motor. Literally designed the kit, helped design the kit to go on this car. So nobody else out there that sells that kit knows. It's the guy, you know, who's partners with the main guy, and they both sell this kit. They designed this kit to work the way it is. So I don't feel comfortable giving it to anybody else. No offense to anyone out here in Arizona, but I get it, man. A lot of people work on these V8 cars out here, which everyone knows how to work on a V8 because there's so many of them. Not many people know how to work on a V6, and I get it. That's fine. You know, it is what it is. But he does work on it, so I don't trust anybody else to touch it except for Tracy Lewis. So I'm excited that I'm gonna send the car over there. I'm gonna miss Prime, that's for sure. The debate now is, I was trying to figure out, should I send it with an open trailer or should I send it with a closed trailer? It was like, how much was it? It was $17.50, I think it was. No, like $18.50 for a open trailer back and forth, and it was like $2,700 closed trailer, you know, all the way down, back and forth. So I'm thinking, you know what, man, if I'm down to like another $800 and I'm already at this point where I'm swapping the motor out. I'm not gonna rebuild the original motor. I'm just gonna swap it. I told him, find me another LFX motor that's got less miles, and then let's just put a new motor in there and then just swap the supercharger over to that and all that good stuff. So that way it's like resetting the clock. So I decided, you know what, if I have to work another couple of weeks at work just to save up that money, or even another month just to save up that extra $1,000, I'll do what I gotta do. I feel more comfortable with it covered. Nobody will see the car. It'll just make its way through city after city, and then it'll make it to him and then come right back to me. So that's what we're gonna do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Thank you so much for your patience. Tomorrow I'm gonna pull out the car so that way I can wash it, and then we just go from there, man. In the meantime, I'm just gonna continue working 6 days a week so I can do my best to bring back Prime, and we're just gonna go from there. Prime V2 still coming this year. I'm still on the grind. This don't stop me right here. This motivates me to keep going. So I really appreciate you guys. If this is your first time on my page, be sure to show me some love. Give the video a like. Be sure to subscribe to the page and leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys know of any places that could tow the car, let me know. In the meantime, between time, A Dilla, Priminator, out. Peace.
It's all about humanity.